Christmas Carol Catastrophes, a podcast covering the oddest Christmas songs ever unleashed on an unsuspecting public.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Let's all sing Deck the Halls.
The Cat Carol, Marin Cadell.
The cat wanted into the warm, warm house, but no one would let the cat in. It was cold outside on Christmas Eve. She meowed and meowed by the door. She was not let into the warm, warm house, and her tiny cries were ignored. 'Twas a blizzard now, the worst of the year. There was no place for her to hide. Just then a poor little mouse crept by. He had lost his way in the snow. He was on his last legs and was almost froze. The cat lifted him with her paw.
You're crying.
I'm allergic to cat stories.
Hi, I'm Eric Winsenson,
And I'm Eric Paul Johnson.
and we're going to start off Christmas Carol Catastrophes this year with a song about pussy.
Okay.
Very cold pussy.
If you want to go that way, I could say that we're starting the catastrophes with a cat. We're putting the cat in catastrophe, this episode 1 of
Yes.
season 2.
That's probably a better way of putting it,
It's not as funny as yours, though.
but it works better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't matter if it's hilariously funny, it just matters if it works.
Well, you know, my wife says that to me often.
I'm in no mood for your nincompoopity.
We've got a song, a wonderful, uplifting Christmas song, about how on Christmas Eve, a little kitty cat wants indoors. Its humans are pieces of garbage,
Yes, they are.
because a cat shouldn't even be outdoors in the first place. All cats should be indoor cats, and especially if you have an outdoor cat, if it's freaking winter in Canada,
Yeah.
your cat should be in the house. Yeah, surprisingly, the humans never show up. I'm surprised Santa doesn't go in and massacre them at the end. So, they leave their cat out, and the cat's out there all cold in a blizzard, and finds a little mouse. And the mouse is about to die. So, the cat decides it's going to keep the mouse warm.
She curled herself round her helpless friend, protecting him from the cold.
And so it does.
Oh, that's very nice.
And then Santa shows up and finds a dead cat with a
Wait.
living mouse under it.
Wait, what?
Yes.
When Santa came by near the end of the night, the reindeer started to cry. They found the cat lying there in the snow, and they could see that she had died.
No Christmas magic, just, cat's dead.
Oh, thank you, Santa, for finding us. Dear cat, wake up, we are saved. I'm sorry, Mouse, but your friend has died. There's nothing more we can do.
I'm going to make a constellation of it.
Santa lifted her up into the night sky and laid her to rest among the stars. Dear mouse, don't cry, you are not alone. You will see your friend every year. Each Christmas a cat constellation will shine.
Oh, well, that makes everything better.
Yeah, that does. So, the thing doesn't have a chorus. It just goes on verse after verse about a dying cat saving a dying mouse. And Santa just showing up at the end to do F all.
Yeah.
I just don't get these types of songs for Christmas. These types of songs, these types of poems, where somebody is left out in the snow and they ultimately die. And I guess we're supposed to feel good about it. I guess we're supposed to think, oh, thank goodness we're warm inside by the fire. We're lucky we're not out there freezing to death. We should thank our white privilege. I mean, we should thank our luck that this isn't us. Well, I've already stated the freaking cat wouldn't even be outside if it was mine. So,
Yeah.
I'm talking about not even going out in 40 degrees. That cat's staying inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see it as a lesson of being thankful. I just see it as a morbid song about a cat that didn't have to die. Could have let the mouse in the house, too.
Yeah. To start off with, I love Marin Cadell. If you don't know who he is, back in 92-ish, he had a unfortunate blip on alternative radio with a song called The Sweater.
Girls, I know you will understand this and feel the intrinsic, incredible emotion. You have just pulled over your head the worn, warm sweater belonging to a boy.
And I say unfortunate blip because I think he should have had a bigger blip, because I love The Sweater. And a couple years later, I got his first album, Angel Food for Thought, and I love Angel Food for Thought. A couple years later, I heard Bombazine, another one of Marin's albums. I love Bombazine. So, of the stuff I have heard from Marin Cadell, I love Marin. And he still gets some airplay from time to time on Dr. Demento, so it's not like he had that one tiny little alternative radio blip there and then vanished. Dr. Demento is keeping Marin's music alive. So when I found out that Marin did a Christmas song, because I freaking love Christmas and I freaking love Christmas music, I couldn't wait to hear this. This is going to be great. Oh, I wonder what he does with Christmas, because his songs have a very sardonic tone to them. In less capable hands, it could come off as Marin being snooty. But I think what Marin does well is assume the character of the subject of the song, who is passing judgment. Sometimes he sings songs. Sometimes it's spoken word over music or background noise, like 90s slam poetry.
Are you on the highway clenching your teeth in your mouth and the wheel in your hand with your self-help tape on 10 while you're rattling the windows? Do you think you just saw your last chance fly past and go? Paper, good paper, keeping it together. Stay with it forever.
So I couldn't wait to hear what he does with Christmas. And I heard what he did with Christmas, and it's like, oh, it's a nice slow song. That's fine. Hey, that's good. That's great. And then he starts singing about a cat that is left out in the cold. Oh, well, that's sad. And then the mouse comes, and the cat decides to keep the mouse warm. It's, oh, well, that's nice of the cat. That's good. I like that. Natural enemies. Well, I guess a mouse isn't a natural enemy of a cat, but the natural enemy of the mouse comes to the rescue of the mouse. And this is going to be a nice little Christmas story where a cat saves a mouse for Christmas. Oh, that's wonderful. Until Santa Claus comes along and declares the cat dead.
I'm sorry, mouse, but your friend has died.
And you killed the cat in this song? How could you do that? I mean, even Santa Claus, he didn't even do any of his gingerbread magic to create a Yuletide miracle of bringing the cat back to life so we can all be, oh, so it is going to be a wonderful Christmas time after all.
There's nothing more we can do.
No, the cat is dead. He's dead. You killed the cat in the song. But no, it's okay. We're supposed to feel better now because the mouse, the cat kept alive, is going to see the cat in the sky, in the constellations in the sky. So that makes it okay that you killed a cat for Christmas time. My heart was crushed. I kept it on the playlist for a couple years because I have a lot of Christmas songs. So if I heard it like once every Christmas, maybe I could put up with it. But after 2 listens, I can't. I gotta take this off the playlist. My Christmas playlist, I mean, it's not all bouncy, happy songs. There are some slow ones. You know, I'll Be Home for Christmas and Silent Night and that kind of stuff. but they're very Christmassy, and they don't feel like I just watched my grandmother die in a meat grinder or something horribly sad. The Christmas music amplifies my already exuberant Christmas spirit that I usually have. Until this hits. It's kind of like a Christmas party, and we're all having a good time, and we got there's Paul McCartney. Hey, Paul McCartney, play Wonderful Christmas Time.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Yay! Thank you, Paul. That was great. Hey, Squirrel Nut Zippers, why don't you do your version of Sleigh Ride? Hey, that was pretty good. Thanks. Hey, Marin, why don't you do a song for us?
Dear cat, wake up, we are saved. I'm sorry, Mouse, but your friend has died. There's nothing more we can do.
And when it's over, there's stony silence in the room. Someone drops a glass. You hear a couple of women whimper. One rushes out back to sob. And the group kind of quietly breaks up and separates off into different corners. Some may even just go home after that. And I feel like that's what this song does. This just kills all my Christmas spirit. I spend 11 months of the year watching the news, seeing what a catastrophic dumpster fire humanity is to humanity. I kind of like at Christmas to get into all the happy music and the pretty lights and the free food and just the simply wonderful Christmas time that there is. In my Christmas music, I don't like being reminded that cruelty is happening and there is death from it. That's not Christmassy to me. At the end of The Grinch doesn't say, now that I've stolen all your presents, I'm cutting off your heat, you're all gonna die. Ha 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 ha. End credits. No. The Grinch is happy at the end, and we're all happy at the end. I can't with this song. Usually when we do one of these shows, the ELO podcast or this, I will listen to a song once a day in the week before we get to recording the episode, and I'll listen to this song a few times during the day of the recording. But last week I listened to this once, and I couldn't listen to it again. It just crushes my heart every time. The only thing I want to hang by the chimney with care is myself after hearing this song. It just makes me so depressed.
If Christmas shopping tires you out, listen to this.
Santa visits girls and boys after they've been good, but Autolite keeps cars and trucks performing as they should.
Right you are, Hap, because Autolite makes more than 400 products for cars, trucks, planes, and boats in 28 plants coast to coast. These include complete electrical systems used as original equipment on many leading makes of America's finest cars. Electric windshield wipers, starting motors, voltage regulators, coils, distributors, wire and cable, generators. All engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly because they're a perfect team. So, friends, don't accept electrical parts supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on original factory parts at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. And because all Autolite parts are original factory parts, you can be sure you're right. Because you're always right with Autolite.
623-850-3375. Call now.
Hello there, Mr. Kringle. Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Got something to say about the song, the podcast, or have a bad Christmas memory to share? Then leave a message on the voicemail. And if we get enough messages, we'll play and respond to them in the post-Christmas wrap-up episode. You got 3 minutes before it cuts you off.
Come on, children. Santa Claus is on the phone.
We wish you all the season's best from WQAM.
The good news is Marin didn't write this.
That I did not know, so I give him a pass then on, well, at least he didn't write it.
Yes, the song was written by a man named Bruce Evans,
Mm-hmm.
and then he worked with Marin.
Yeah.
He recorded his own version of it as kind of a demo, and then he worked with Marin to actually lay down the vocals and everything on there. And then, of course, there's some other guests on there, including one of the Bare Naked Ladies, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically got inspired when he heard a cat meowing while he was doing some renovation on a barn. And he actually let the cat in. But I guess back in 1993 is how far this goes back? Yeah, because he said that the song they originally recorded on a cassette and then gave it to a local radio station, and it started becoming popular in their little area there near Toronto.
Is Toronto just a sad place that likes to be sad?
I guess, because I guess this is, for a while, or maybe even still, it's kind of a Christmas tradition playing it.
Oh, God.
On one of the regional radio stations. But the song actually had some popularity.
Good Lord. At catcarol.com, where you can buy the CD single for $21 or download the MP3 for $2, I don't know how current this site is, but there it is, Bruce Evans said, "There's an underlying humor which keeps it from getting too sucky." Where's the humor in this song? If you strip away animals suffering and dying, all you're left with is exposition, and I'm not seeing any jokes here. And even if there was any humor here, all of the funny would be obliterated the second you, and I don't know if I've said this enough yet, you killed the cat at the end of the song.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Because, I mean, I've seen the YouTube comments where people are like, oh, this is beautiful. This is such a beautiful, wonderful song. And I'm just, do you listen to the lyrics? Because that's what crushes it for me. I mean, right away, when I heard it last week, just hearing that the cat's outside cold, I started to get sad. Because, I mean, that's the backstory of my other cat. In October last year, the overnight highs were going to be in the teens or single digits. And Henry was he'd been a stray cat for a few years, but he always camped out at our front or back doors, and we fed him, and he was nice. But it was going to start to get cold, really cold, and I can't let Henry fend for himself for another year. So we took him to the vet, we got him checked out, we brought him in, and he's our second cat. So to hear about a cat left out in the cold because the neighbors, who apparently treat a cat as an option and not as a responsibility, don't let your cats outside. That's how they get diseases. That's how they get eaten by coyotes. That's how they die. They get hit by cars. They live a longer life. You keep them inside. You feed them. You water them. You change their litter box. I mean, It's one of the reasons why I love cats. They're pretty easy to take care of. You're nice to them. You feed them. You water them. You change their litter. They're your friend for life.
Yes.
I understand the litter box can stink sometimes, but take care of it. Clean it. Incense. Lysol.
No, I've never understood stuff like this. It reminds me a bit of The Little Match Girl. The Little Match Girl is where she has a book of matches and is trying to keep herself warm. She's homeless, she's freezing, and by the morning, she's used up all her matches and died.
Happy Christmas, everybody!
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I just never understand these types of Christmas things. Because I know it's supposed to be a lesson. Be thankful you're not her. Well, what are we supposed to do? Walk by and laugh? I mean.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bono, for that life lesson. Tonight, thank God it's them instead of you.
Right.
This song crushes me every time I hear it, and I haven't heard it in well over 10 years. And it crushed me again, and I don't like being crushed on my Christmases.
And not to mention it's got an entire extra minute or two of ooh, 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 ooh that doesn't even need to be there.
Yeah, that just serves to be more depressing, because I'm picturing, well, I guess there's the cat up there in the sky. The cat that died in the song.
I mean, in the video even, it shows this curled up cat where you just know that when Santa found it, you just hear in your mind the sucking sound of removing that cat from the cold ground.
Gee, thanks. I hadn't thought of that one.
And finding a living mouse under it. But still, you've never had to experience removing a dead animal like that, have you?
No, fortunately, no.
Yeah, no. It's not on anybody's bucket list. It's usually on a, oh crap, I gotta do this.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the mouse? For the rest of this mouse's life, it's going to have some PTSD issues about this. Because if only I had found a way to stay warm, if only I hadn't run into that cat, if I'd just been smarter, then maybe that cat wouldn't have died to keep me alive. And even if it starts to make some progress dealing with that PTSD, every year he's got to look up at the sky, oh, there's the dead cat, and then it all starts all over again.
Dear mouse, don't cry, you are not alone. You will see your friend every year. Each Christmas a cat constellation will shine to remind us that her love's still here.
I find nothing uplifting about this song. This is just oh my God. I don't drink, but this one makes me want to get just a bottle of the hardest of Mad Dog 2020 or just whatever hard liquor I can get and just down it to the point where I can't function anymore because I can't deal with this song.
Yeah, and I really don't have any desire to hear it again myself. I could not imagine actually calling into a radio station and going, hey, can you play that Dead Cat song?
Yeah. I've heard enough of The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Enough with Andy Williams. Play the song where the cat dies on Christmas Eve and Santa declares it dead and can't revive it.
I'm sorry, mouse, but your friend has died. There's nothing more we can do.
Yeah. Now I'm having a wonderful Christmas time.
This is a bigger catastrophe than that bus accident one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say so. Sure, 80 people on a bus died, but this is a cat. A cute little fuzzy cat. How can you kill a cute little fuzzy cat?
Well, next week's hopefully it'll be a little bit more uplifting.
Is that the one from that movie where Santa Claus butchers people?
Oh, yeah.
Christmas Carol Catastrophes is a production of Radiotrolla Entertainment, Assorted Deli Meats Amalgamated. Our theme song was written and recorded by Stephen St. John. Send us an email at christmascatastrophes@gmail.com. Help spread the word by sharing the link on your social networking sites and rate and review the show at Apple Podcasts. Next week, Santa's watching.
I wish you a happy Christmas to all, and to all good night. Good night. Good night.